I'm Betty Rocker. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to make a post-workout smoothie. This is a recipe that I really like. It's easy to vary, and I wanted to talk to you about the nutrients that are so essential to include post-workout, because when you've exercised, of course, you've put some effort in, right? You've torn down some muscle tissue and we're going to build it back up during the repair process. It's super important and essential that you include protein and carbs post-workout, and I've got some great ingredients here that we're going to throw together in this delicious smoothie, and I'm going to talk to you about some other options that you have for making your smoothies. So the way that I like to always start my smoothie, whether I have a fancy blender like my BlendTech, which is a super high-powered machine, or I'm using a more simple blender that isn't quite as powerful, is I like to start with my liquids and my greens as a base and blend them together. Now this is especially helpful if you're using a less powerful blender, because once you have that base blended up together, you can then add your other ingredients a little more easily and achieve a better smooth smoothie. That's the goal. So I'm going to start with about a cup of baby spinach, and I'm just going to put about a handful, about like that, into my smoothie. And of course the spinach is just full of great vitamins like vitamin A, iron, essential nutrients that are really good for your body. And I'm going to include about a cup of coconut water. I love coconut water. You could also use regular water for this smoothie or an almond milk of some kind. I put in about 1.5 cups of my coconut water here, and why coconut water is a great thing to include in your post-workout smoothie, of course, is because it's a great source of electrolytes, and we lose electrolytes through our sweat when we're sweating and when we're exercising, so we want to make sure that we replenish our electrolytes. Electrolytes are also essential for our muscle functions, so you want to make sure that you have a good amount of electrolytes in your system. So great thing to include in your post-workout smoothie is your coconut water. After this, I'm going to go ahead and blend these babies together so that we get a nice, even, smooth blend. Let's just go ahead and do that really quick. Got a nice, smooth, frothy chop here to get started with. And I'm going to add the other ingredients. I'm basically just adding some fruit, so I have some good, quick energy from the carbs, and I'm going to add a scoop of protein powder or some hemp seeds. Either one's going to give you a good source of amino acids that your body needs post-workout. So I'm going to do about 1/2 cup of strawberries, and you could use fresh or frozen, just depending on what's available and what makes the most sense for you at that time. I'm probably going to do about 4 of these strawberries. That's plenty. And then I've got about 1/2 cup of mango, and I have a fresh mango, but it's not quite ripe yet, so I'm going to rely on my frozen mango to really make this smoothie pop. So just about 1/2 cup, that's a little bit less than this. And you may wonder why mango and strawberry. Well, mango is a much sweeter fruit than the strawberry, so it's going to give our smoothie a really nice balance of sweetness. And of course, if you're not finding that your smoothie is sweet enough for your taste, you can add in a little bit more fruit. That's always a great way, especially if you're new to making green smoothies and they just don't taste good to you yet. Add a little more fruit, and really the tropical fruits are much sweeter. Like a banana, you could add 1/2 banana to this recipe if it wasn't quite sweet enough for you yet. The mangoes, strawberries, pineapples, all the tropical fruits are much sweeter. They're higher in the glycemic index than things like the berries. So it's good I like to blend, if I'm going to do a tropical fruit, I'll usually balance it out with a less sweet fruit so that I get a broad spectrum of nutrients in my body and also get just the right amount of sweetness. So if you're a beginner with smoothies, I recommend trying the sweeter fruits in your smoothies to start with, because that'll really make it more palatable to you. And the point is that you're liking having this quick, easy smoothie. I'm going to add, I've got some plant protein here. You could also use a whey protein powder. Just depending on the type of protein powder that you have will dictate how sweet your smoothie is also, because this plant protein powder has some stevia in it. The whey protein powder that I use also has some stevia in it. My whey protein powder is a little bit sweeter tasting to me than my plant protein, so it does give a different flavor. So in those cases, as you start to get more comfortable with the ingredients that you're adding and mixing out, you will just know what to add when and how much. But this is a great way to start. Now today I'm actually going to add some hemp seeds to my smoothie, because I want these as my protein source. So I'm going to add 3 to 4 tablespoons of hemp seeds, and hemp seeds are just an amazing plant. They are an amazing source of protein. They contain all of the essential amino acids that your body needs. So they are a complete protein source in the plant world, which is very special and rare. Most plants are incomplete protein. So if you're eating a plant-based diet, you probably already know this. You know that you need to eat different plant-based foods together to get your complete proteins in. So that's why, for example, you could do beans and rice together. They create the complete proteins that your body needs. So hemp seeds have all of them, which is super cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend this together now, and we'll have our complete smoothie. Yeah. Post-workout smoothie. Now, did you notice what nutrient I didn't include in my post-workout smoothie? You probably did. I didn't include a fat source specifically, and that's because after a workout, I don't want to include a lot of fat. Now, there's a little bit of fat in the hemp seeds for sure, but it's very small. So the reason we don't include a specific fat source in a post-workout smoothie is just because we want the glucose from our sugar to get into our bloodstream more quickly and start to replenish our body's energy stores after a workout. That is why we want to make sure that within an hour of exercising that we're eating a complete meal, something that includes complex carbs so that we can start to rebuild those muscle glycogen stores. So you want to replenish after a workout. So let's taste this delicious smoothie and see how it is. That is so good. I can so taste that mango. It's got that really nice forward mango flavor, really perfectly balanced, sweet and bright. I could even have squeezed a little bit of fresh lemon in this to give it a little extra burst of vitamin C, if that sounds good to you. That's always a nice thing to do with your smoothies. I tend to use a lemon or a citrus fruit more often when I'm doing a smoothie with a water or coconut water as opposed to a milk, because it just sort of is a little awkward to do milk and lemon together. Even though it's a non-dairy milk, for me it would still taste a little funny. But anyway, this is my delicious post-workout smoothie recipe. It's from week 3 of the 30-day challenge meal plan, which is an absolutely incredible resource. You'll get all kinds of delicious smoothie recipes like this. You'll have lunches, dinners, breakfast, snacks, all kinds of good, healthy foods to help nourish and support your body while you're exercising and training, plus great information about how this stuff all works in your system. So be sure to grab a copy of the 30-day challenge meal plan with daily menus, gluten and dairy-free recipes, and of course, vegetarian options. I'm Betty Rocker. I am so glad to have seen you today. Thank you so much for joining me in the kitchen. Remember, you are awesome and amazing. Keep taking great care of your body, and I'll see you here next time. Bye!